In the book of 1 Kings chapters 17 and 18 is a story of a prophet named Elijah. In a time of great drought, God provided for him a very unique way. Elijah lived during a time when King Ahab ruled Israel. Ahab had turned away from the Lord and led the people to worship Baal, a false god. Because of this, God told Elijah to give Ahab a warning. Elijah said, "As the Lord lives, there will be no rain or dew in the land until I say so." And just like that, the rain stopped. The ground became dry. Rivers shrank. Food began to run out. God told Elijah to leave and hide by the Kerith Brook, east of the Jordan River. Elijah obeyed. He drank water from the brook, and God sent ravens every morning and evening to bring him bread and meat. Even when others were struggling, God took care of Elijah in that quiet place. But after a while, the brook dried up because of the drought. Then God sent Elijah to a town called Zarephath. There, he met a poor widow and her son. They only had a little flour and oil left. But Elijah told her, "God says the flour and oil will not run out until he sends rain." And it happened, just as God said. The widow's jar of flour and jug of oil didn't run out. They had enough to eat every day. Elijah stayed there for a while, but the drought continued. 3 years passed. Then, God told Elijah, "Go show yourself to King Ahab. I will send rain on the land." So Elijah went to Ahab and said, "Bring the people of Israel and the prophets of Baal to Mount Carmel." There, Elijah stood alone for God, while hundreds of prophets of Baal gathered. Elijah said, "Let's see whose God is real. We'll each prepare a sacrifice, but we won't set fire to it. The God who answers with fire is the true God." The prophets of Baal prayed and shouted all day, but no fire came. Then Elijah rebuilt the altar of the Lord. He placed the sacrifice on it and even poured water all over it, just to show there were no tricks. Then he prayed, "O Lord, let these people know that you are God." Right away, fire came down from heaven. It burned up the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and even the water around it. The people fell to the ground and said, "The Lord, He is God." After that, Elijah told King Ahab, "Go eat and drink, because I hear the sound of heavy rain." Elijah climbed to the top of Mount Carmel, bowed low, and prayed. At first, there was nothing, but Elijah told his servant to keep looking toward the sea. After the 7th time, the servant said, "I see a small cloud, as small as a man's hand, rising from the sea." Soon, the sky grew dark. Wind began to blow, and then the rain came. After 3 long years, God kept His promise. He sent rain to the land again. This story reminds us that God is faithful, even in the middle of hard times. He took care of Elijah step by step by a brook, through ravens, through a widow, and even in a moment of fire from heaven. It also shows that God hears our prayers, even when the answer takes time. Elijah kept praying, and he didn't give up. God sent the rain at the right moment. And when everything around seemed lost, when the land was dry, when the people were confused, and when Elijah stood alone, God was still in control. He showed His power, and He proved He is the one true God. Just like He was with Elijah, God is with us too, leading, providing, and answering prayer. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Bible stories.